Breaking news we're following right now at 6. The former alderman who lost Derby's mayoral election last month is expected to plead guilty now to a federal charge related to the January 6th insurrection.
Channel 3's Stephanie Simone joins us at the First Alert Desk with what we're learning from court documents. Stephanie.
Aaron and Mark, a plea deal is being considered for former Derby alderman Gino DiGiovanni. He's accused of taking part in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. According to court records, he is planning to plead guilty to one misdemeanor count of entering and remaining in a restricted building. Back in August, DiGiovanni was charged in federal court with 4 misdemeanors, including disruptive conduct on Capitol grounds. He was elected alderman in Derby 10 months after that riot and ran for mayor last month as a Republican, but lost in the election. Of course, we'll keep you updated on this case. On the First Alert Desk, I'm Stephanie Simone, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Stephanie, thank you.